not lead to success, and non-respect of the human rights, legitimate needs of the minorities also are motive for conflicts. Causes are far-reaching, and especially also there is the energy and geopolitical causes. Geopolitics calls for responsible action, and we should be able to, in fact, to show that, in fact, where the elephants are, in fact, the grass will never be just theirs.
Pani Przewodnicząca, że dzisiejsza debata przebiega według schematu, że zastanawiamy się głównie, jak leczyć objawy poważnej sytuacji w Gruzji. Gruzja to jedno z takich miejsc, gdzie decyduje się dzisiaj reputacja Unii Europejskiej jako poważnej siły na arenie międzynarodowej. Prawda jest taka, plan Sarkoziego nie jest respektowany, został już właściwie przełożony do archiwów historycznych. Prawda jest taka, że Rosja postępuje w integracji wojskowej z Abchazją i Osetią. Prawda jest taka, że Unia nie potrafi zbudować swojej pozycji jako poważnej siły, która jest w stanie wypowiedzieć się na temat sytuacji w Gruzji, a najlepszym tego dowodem jest to, że w dzisiejszej debacie nie bierze udziału pani komisarz Ferrero-Waldner, tylko pan komisarz Orban przedstawia nam stanowisko, a pani przewodnicząca uważa tę sprawę, widać, za nie dosyć ważną, ponieważ
the situation is correct because the time is very limited for statements. Thank you.
Köszönöm, elnök asszony. Nagyhatalmi kérdés pedig emberjogi helyzet.
President. Now, we have to distinguish between whether this is a humanitarian situation or the question of how we deal with a major power. The victims in any case are always the civil population, the civilian population. What can we in Europe do? The European Union needs to retain its credibility. We have to respect the minorities, as we have done in Greece, Romania and the Slovak Republic. We have in those countries defended the rights of minorities, and I think the key to the situation in Georgia lies in our hand.
Please. Madam President, although it's factually correct that President Saakashvili did indeed launch in 2008 an attack on South Ossetia, this was only after provocation, including severe economic sanctions and the build-up of Russian troops in the occupied territories. The report doesn't seem, in my view, to fully reflect the fact of the disproportionate response by Russian forces, which involved bombing civilian areas of Georgia like Gori and allowed systematic ethnic cleansing of Georgians from South Ossetia and the occupation of Georgian territory by Abkhazian forces. Saakashvili, in my view, was indeed intemperate in seeking to regain control of sovereign Georgian territory and made a terrible political mistake. But after all, that was Georgian sovereign territory. But Russia now is illegally determined to establish a sphere of influence in other countries in its neighbourhood, so-called near abroad, which are, of course, sovereign territories which should be respected in international law.
Lastly, I will take Mr. Kelam, please.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I think there is one conclusion from this conflict, and that is that the international community has for a too long time and too easily agreed to the existence of so-called frozen conflicts, which, as colleague Kasoulides has put it, equals appeasement. I think the central fact of this conflict is that Georgia did not invade Russian territory, whereas Russia invaded with massive military force Georgian territory and was about to occupy its capital. So it was an unprecedented breach of international law and undermines the credibility of Russia